On today's show, we've got Karl. Karl's been in the plan now for up to 8 weeks and he's lost up to 17 pounds. But additional to the weight, his confidence and everything else relating to the mental health has really shot up. I'm excited for you to listen to this one and watch if you're watching on YouTube. I look forward to the podcast. Thank you.
So Karl, welcome. I'd like to make you the first guest on the official podcast, which is nice to be able to say. It's great to have you on. First off, introduce yourself. Tell me about yourself.
So my name's Karl Meredith. I've completely forgot. Yeah. What do you want me to say? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So just a quick intro. What life was like before starting the programme, what we've been on, the plan, the programme.
Yeah, so before the plan, sort of going back a few years now, during COVID really, I put on quite a lot of weight and general feeling of being unhealthy, lack of energy, and wanted to make a change for myself. So that was sort of before the plan, I would say. And obviously that period was a couple of years, and didn't really do a lot during those couple of years and just sort of piled the weight on, I would say.
No, I understand. Obviously, we've known each other for a few years as well. So in terms of me starting this from a training perspective, obviously I think coming on board, what's that been like from the start to now? You've been on for 7 weeks. 7 weeks as of today, I think it is.
It's been very, very good to me personally. Huge lifestyle change. Fundamental.
Sorry.
No more chocolate bars or
dark chocolate allowed.
Dark chocolate. Sorry. It's been a very positive lifestyle change. You've been very supportive of me from day dot, understanding where I was at from a starting point and putting a plan together of where I want to get to, and just going on that journey really. So that has been really useful. It's not just a one size fits all. It's you've listened to where I was at and really understood where I'm trying to get to as well.
Yeah, no, it's good, and I think that's part of what I wanted to achieve. So in terms of the programme and what I'm looking to with the project, it's more, like we said earlier today, it's about creating more energy to be the healthiest version of yourself, and then build that into the goal that you want, whether that's lose weight, put on muscle, whatever it may well be. Tying that into your goal, when we first spoke on the assessment, you had 2 goals. One was to lose weight and the other one was to have more energy. How do you think that's gone?
Both have increased dramatically. As you know, I just seem to be a bit of a walking machine, and
to say the least.
From the energy levels perspective, it's gone through the roof. Just general feeling in myself as well. Just being able to handle the day to day has improved massively. So appreciated.
Yeah, and by the way, you've kind of glossed over the fact that you've lost 17 pounds in 7 weeks, which is a ridiculous amount of weight, but in doing it in a kind of healthy manner where you've still got energy is phenomenal. And you're walking, where you said your walking's increased, you're averaging 30 miles a week, which is huge. Yeah. Like I said to other people who run as their hobby don't do 30 miles per week in most cases. So to do that from a walking perspective is phenomenal. And I think that kind of ties in with not just the nutrition side, but your energy's gone up, but you've bought into that movement part of the project, which is phenomenal, by the way. So I take my hat off to you. There's some weeks I'm not doing that, so fair play to you.
Yeah, it's mentally as well. That it's helped. It's helped mentally going on walks and stuff like that. So just getting out and about in the world, as it were, is helped.
Yeah, it's good. Like I've said to you before, walking, it's something I've had to do a bit more recently because I've got an Achilles injury, which is a pain. But it's slowed me down massively in terms of that kind of training, which has actually helped me. Because it's when you're walking, you get a lot more ideas for everything. But I think mental health, like you touched on, running, I used to always say was kind of like therapy. But I think walking's equally just as powerful. And if anything, I think by building that in and being really strict with the diet, I've actually lost more body fat walking than I have when I ran. So it shows walking is really, really good. As part of the project, we've got 5 pillars: sleep, hydration, nutrition, movement, exercise, breath work. I'd say of any of them, choose 2. And what would you say has changed from where you were pre the plan versus where you are now?
I would pick nutrition and exercise for myself. If you look at what I ate pre-plan and how much I exercised, it's gone up dramatically, and what I've been eating has been a lot more cleaner. And obviously because of the plan you've put together of various fruits, etc., and a lot cleaner foods. There's no ultra processed foods or anything like that. So that's been I felt my diet and nutrition has been a lot better.
Yeah, that's good. And on that, how have you found the transition? Because I think it is a big change going to kind of whole single ingredient food. Did you find it kind of prohibitive, or did you feel like it was enough to begin with? Obviously, it's a big change, but how was it for the first, let's say, 2 weeks? Because that's probably the hardest part.
Exactly that. I would definitely say for the first couple of weeks, the first week in particular was very tough. As with any, this is a lifestyle change. This is not a short-term fix. So the first week was really tough, but once you've sort of got past the initial cravings of, the stuff that your body wants, it wants the chocolate, the easy foods, etc. So once you get past that stage, for me anyway, it was, it's been good since then.
Perfect. What would you say is your favourite one? What's your favourite food? Both. I'll ask that in 2 questions, 2 parts. What's your favourite meal, and then what's your favourite on the sweet side of the stuff?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say.
And you don't eat eggs, so that's great. It's even harder for you.
Yeah. Honestly, the homemade burgers has been. Obviously, I had burgers before then, but just doing homemade burgers with sweet potato fries and stuff. It's quick, it's easy, it's tasty, and from a sweet treat point of view, honestly, the fruit bowls with the drizzle of honey and the yogurt is just amazing.
Yeah, it's been a game changer, to be fair. I've kind of, my sweet treat has changed to the fruit bowl and honey. That's my go-to one now. Well, I had it earlier today, which you just can't beat it. I think your taste buds change, which you've probably realised over the 7 weeks. That natural sweetness from fruit and everything else, and honey kind of comes through in compared to old sugar from chocolate bars or sweet drinks, for instance.
And nobody's saying you have to stop chocolate, obviously, because I've been on the dark chocolate as well, which, combining that with the fruit bowls as well, that's been quite a nice treat. So still getting that chocolate hit.
No, and to be fair, you touched on a valid point. So whilst the programme is about whole food, single ingredient foods, we built in from the start kind of like a mini buffer in terms of having a couple of treats, whether that be a bar of chocolate, packet of crisps, a fizzy drink, or saving it up and having a takeaway. Has that made the plan any easier at all for you?
Absolutely. It's no one's a true saint. So, it's got to be manageable. So having in the back of your head that okay, we're on, let's say, Tuesday, let's get through to Friday and have a treat on Friday. Sort of that mental game really of knowing you can still have a treat, and you're not losing out. It's something to look forward to as well.
Yeah, and it's true, and I think the wording of it as well, saying treat as opposed to a treat meal or treat food, is so much better, psychologically better than cheat. Because I think in the back of your head, hearing cheat, you feel bad, it makes you feel guilty. Whereas it is a treat, and we are human. And at the end of the day, there are things we like I like popcorn with the kids. So that's my kind of go-to treat, and I'll happily do that. And then I'll just go for a big walk or go to the gym in the morning and know that I'm burning it off. So
nice.
Good work. From a movement side, you're doing the strength training in conjunction with a hell of a lot of walking. How have you found the strength training?
Yeah, good. Trying to do various, exercises with, I suppose, limited weights that I've got. But just doing the strength training combined with the walking has helped massively, to be fair. And maybe put on a bit of muscle as well.
Do you feel stronger?
I do, yeah. Again, I think that will come in time, but definitely.
Yeah, no, it's good. And I think the two, like I say, you've gone kind of all in on the plan, and I think it speaks for itself. 7 weeks in and 17 pounds down is far more than I thought you'd be at this point, and for everyone, because it's not a lose weight quick type of plan. It's more, like I say, it's about building energy, being healthy. But because the effort you put in, the weight has just dropped off you. So the fact I'd take my hat off to you.
No, yeah, it's I'm looking forward to continuing on the journey.
Oh, brilliant. I will pick one of the pillars myself if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So on the hydration side, One, how have you found drinking a bit more water? And two, what was the kind of drinking like before the plan?
So before the plan, I did a lot of sugary fizzy drinks, Coca-Cola, Red Bull, whatever you can name, an energy drink, just something to give me a sugar hit. But yeah, starting the plan, water, transferring to water has actually been quite easy. I think tying in with the overall transition phase of that first week, one of the biggest things was transitioning to water only. As someone who doesn't drink tea or coffee anyway, it wasn't too difficult for me, surprisingly.
Yeah, no, it's good, and I think that not drinking tea and coffee helps in some way. Cause I wouldn't restrict tea or coffee anyway, but coming from fizzy drinks to just water is quite hard, by the way. So you've smashed it in that regards. Have you been having the water in the morning, like I said? So when you get up, because that's one of the tips I've said. So.
Yeah, having water in the morning as well. Yeah, it's helped. Digestive system as well. That's been really helpful and a good little tip.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think that's the thing. I think drinking water, it's easy for people to say I have 2 to 3 litres a day, but how? And I think that knowing when you get up, take a big glass of water to bed with you, drink half of it before you go to the toilet, come out, drink the other half, go down and get on with your day, and you're half a litre down to begin with, but you've kind of kick-started your whole digestive system and your body. You've gone 7 to 8 hours without drinking, which is quite a lot. Now, that's what I'd say to other people. Would you go 7 or 8 hours throughout the day without drinking? And on the whole, pretty much everyone will say no. So it's your body is craving hydration at that point.
I think the other thing I would say to that is, try and balance it out through the day. If you're going on a walk, which is something I like to do, bring a bottle of water and if you go on 2 walks a day, then you've got, a litre, 2 litres, whatever you want to do really. So just getting the water in, it's, good.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. So in terms of the kind of mental side of it, have you seen any kind of shifts? Because for me, obviously, coaching, I've seen loads. But for you personally, have you noticed kind of any changes in terms of your mindset, confidence, moods? How's that been?
Probably the biggest change I've noticed out of everything, mentally.
Okay.
As you're aware, I lost my best friend a couple of months ago, and that sort of kick-started joining the plan. And since joining the plan, just my sort of energy and general outlook on life and mental well-being has massively improved. It's the biggest thing I've noticed.
Well, the one thing I can say, and I don't want to say too much on it because I know it's very personal, is I know he'd be proud of you, but the effort and kind of energy that you put into it is phenomenal. But I think everything that you've done so far is just kind of by the book, including having the treats.
Yeah.
And I think the evidence speaks for itself. I've noticed that your confidence has just gone from strength to strength, and it's great to see because you're only a young man, but you are flourishing, and you're quite old-headed anyway, but you seem just far ahead of where you should be, way ahead of your time, but in a good way.
Yeah.
So I take my hat off to you again.
Appreciate it.
In terms of results, what have you seen physically? I know we've just talked about mentally as well there, but physically, obviously you've lost a lot of weight. You will have noticed that. Is there anything else that you've seen in terms of changes in your life and anything else that you've had from the plan so far? Like I said, we're only 7 weeks in. There's still another 5 to go, so I'm conscious of that. Yeah,
in terms of changes that everyone always talks about, clothes sizes and stuff, but I think I tried on a suit I'd had in the wardrobe for quite a while, and I noticed I'd dropped 2 suit jacket sizes, which was a couple of weeks ago now, but a huge change, and obviously I've got to cough up to go and buy more clothes that now fit.
It's going to be expensive now.
But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no, it is, and like I said, just looking at you visually each time I see you, the weight just seems to drop off you, but you look healthy for it. Because some people can lose weight quick and look a little bit kind of gaunt to do it, but you look healthy. So I'm so proud of what you've done. Have you had any feedback from anyone in terms of the changes? How does that feel if you have?
Obviously, when it comes from you, it means a lot. Obviously, you are coaching me, so the feedback isn't any less valuable, but obviously, from people outside looking in, they don't know what I'm doing. So I've had multiple people in work, say, come over to and say, oh, you look so much better than you did, and various other people as well. So I've had quite a lot of comments, to be fair, and when it's from somebody outside of what we're aware of, it's it means that little bit more, and because they're outside,
I think the good thing with that is we're all human. There's a mini ego inside every one of us, and when you're putting so much energy and effort into something which you have, it kind of validates that as well. I think which helps. There's that reward element now, and I've pushed it, and I want to look good. I want to feel good, and for someone to say, like you say, who doesn't know what you're going through, to go, wow, you look great. Again, it's a testament to the effort you've put in. So well done,
and a testament to your advice as well.
Thank you. If someone was hesitant to start a plan like this with me or with anyone else, what advice would you have to them?
Understanding, the reasons as to, why they want to start, I would say, today, start today. If you think about making a change in your life and in terms of a change like this is a fundamental change to the way somebody lives the life currently. I would say today just do it. Life is very short, and if you want to feel better in yourself and improve your lifestyle and get more exercise in whatever it is you want to do it.
I like that. It's a brilliant answer. In terms of the way I coach you, I have to be careful asking the question. How have you found that relationship? Because I think when I started this, obviously I've come back into the fitness industry from a good few years out, but it's always been my passion. I was mindful of how often should I check in with people, and then I just thought I'll make myself available as and when. And I found that from me personally, I think that's made a bigger difference to you and to others in the plan. But from your perspective, how has that been? What's the dynamic? Obviously, we know each other anyway. But...
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think you've been very supportive of me and been there when I've needed advice. Whether it's a new exercise or something new that I wanted to try on the plan. Just being that sort of shoulder to lean on really from an advice point of view, and always answering the phone as well. So no, it's appreciated.
Any question, like I said to anyone, especially when starting out, ask as many questions, and because it's going to run, especially when there's that many changes to kind of what food can I have, is this meal okay, what's this exercise like? I fully expect it, and it's hard. Starting something new is tough, but when it's a big change to your lifestyle, I think it's even harder. So yeah, well done. In terms of your long-term health, has this shifted anything in terms of what, other than the immediate benefits you've had? This is a 12-week plan or a 90-day plan. Outside of that and further into the future, what's your kind of thoughts on this? Because I think the reason for asking that is a lot of plans you can do, but you may then well struggle to sustain after the plan finishes, and it's easy to go back to the older habits, so to speak. Do you find any difference in mindset or thoughts about that?
Absolutely. I would say this feels a lot more sustainable. There's obviously a lot of plans out there in terms of, whether that's nutrition or fitness, etc., whereas this feels a lot more fundamental and comprehensive. It just feels like a lifestyle change rather than a quick fix. So it's really refreshing, and in terms of the future, I think beyond the 90 days, it feels like something I can continue with.
Yeah, and that's it. I think sustainability is the key thing, because the L120 project is about being as healthy as you can for a long time. Now, the food's in there, the movement's in there. It's not something that's too excessive. It's changed, but you feel the benefits from it. Yes, it's a change in terms of cooking as well. I find I'm cooking newer things, which I never did, but I enjoy it and I feel good from it. And I think that's part of it, and hopefully you found the same.
Absolutely, I've definitely enjoyed cooking and just getting more exercise in. It's been really good.
Yeah, good stuff. If you could describe the plan in 3 words, what would you say and why?
Amazing.
You've not been paid.
No, absolutely. I would say fundamental. If I can throw that in there, because I think it's a huge change and impactful as well. It's been a huge help to me. So I would say that.
No, well, thank you. By the way, thank you for being on it. it's a pleasure having you in here. I love speaking to you anyway and watching you grow week on week. The final part, which I've kind of not covered, is around the community side. Obviously, it's one-to-one coaching that I'm doing with people, but we've created the kind of community group. For me, it's really refreshing to see the amount of dialogue that goes into that and the back and forth and how many kind of pats on the back people are giving to each other. But how would you say from your perspective has that been? Has it helped? Again, thinking of other people that are considering plans or being on them, what difference does the community of other people going through that together have in comparison to just going through it with yourself and the coach?
I would say multiple. One being the sort of camaraderie that you're in it together. You're all sort of trying to make a positive change for yourselves. The other, the community that you're building is just, when somebody is struggling, and I've done it myself, there's been days where I thought, I can't be bothered today, or I'll go later.
We all have them.
Absolutely. So, and just seeing the people getting out, and the honesty side of it as well, where we do have those human days where we don't feel like doing anything, and just helping each other out through those days, and
I think it's a good mix, and the word you chose there, the camaraderie, I think that's the big part that I've seen since creating it, because obviously I'll initiate some conversations, but it's great to see people just throwing stuff in and supporting people, like I said, in terms of, you've lost 17 pounds, which is just phenomenal. I think like the support you've got from that, but in addition to that, I think just like say the day-to-day messages back and forth where I'm not involved, and the kind of high five emojis, little things like that just make such a difference. And I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to create it, is because whilst I'm the coach, it's not just me. I want to create an environment for people to be able to grow beyond that and into the future, where knowing other people, other like-minded people are doing the same, because it's hard when you make a change. Some people in your circle, not all, but some people in your circle won't like it, because in some ways you can kind of outgrow that circle to a degree. Maybe you can still have friends, but if they'll be like, why aren't you drinking? Or why are you eating that? And sometimes it can be difficult, but when you're sharing kind of conversations with people who are going through stuff together, then I think that helps. And that was one of the key reasons for...
Absolutely.
Perfect, Karl. That is everything, but thank you.
Thanks for having me. It's been very different, and I've quite enjoyed giving a open and honest review really of the plan so far. Appreciate all your advice. I'm not being paid again, but
you're definitely not being paid. But you've absolutely smashed it so far. Like I said, we've still got 5 weeks to go, but I thought it would be good to do this today. Have you first, one, because how well you are doing on the plan, but two, just thinking ahead to the future. The future's very bright for you. One, you're young, you're strong, your confidence is going there, and I can't wait to have you on again. And we'll do it again at the end and see the difference.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Karl.
Cheers.
A huge thank you to our guests today. And if you're listening to this and thinking, I need this, then now's your time. I'd appreciate any follow or review and share of the podcast. And until next time, stay hydrated, stay moving, and breathe deep.